These 5 grocery stores sell the worst eggs, and you're probably buying them. You might be eating 280 eggs a year. That's nearly one every single day. But what if the ones sitting in your fridge right now are the worst kind money can buy? Behind clean labels and tidy cartons, some grocery stores are selling eggs that taste bad, come from questionable or even inhumane sources, and in some cases may carry real health risks you'd never expect. And the most disturbing part? The most dangerous eggs often come in the safest-looking packages. So, if you think paying more means getting better eggs, think again. The truth might shock you. In this video, we'll walk through 5 major grocery chains that are selling eggs you may want to avoid entirely. And when we get to number 1, it could flip everything you thought you knew about premium groceries. 1. Walmart Great Value Eggs. Let's start with the most obvious place, Walmart. Millions of Americans shop here every week for affordable groceries, and their great value eggs are often the cheapest in the cooler. But cheap can sometimes mean costly in ways you don't expect. A mom from Ohio shared her experience online. She cracked open a great value egg and was met with a grayish yolk and a metallic smell. Not expired, not damaged, just wrong. The kind of thing that makes you reconsider everything in your fridge. Unfortunately, this isn't a rare story. According to the Cornucopia Institute's Egg Scorecard, great value eggs earned a dismal 1 out of 5. That's the lowest rating possible. This isn't about a one-off mistake. It's a reflection of industrial-scale suppliers, zero transparency, and packaging that tells you nothing about where your eggs actually come from. Ever noticed watery whites? Bland taste? Yolk sizes that don't match? That's not bad luck. That's the cost of a supply chain that's built for speed, not quality. These eggs often come from hens packed into overcrowded barns, rushed through low-care processing, and shipped hundreds of miles before hitting the shelf. No one's double-checking every carton. We trust the system, maybe more than we should. Scroll through reviews, and you'll see the same complaints over and over. Broken eggs, mystery spots, sour smells, and that haunting phrase, "I thought I was saving money." One shopper nailed it. You save 50 cents, but you lose your appetite. Walmart may win on price, but with eggs, that's not always a deal. Sometimes it's a gamble. And if you've ever had to throw out an entire carton before the expiration date, you already know. Sometimes the cheapest option becomes the most expensive mistake. 2. Winn-Dixie, what you don't know can hurt you. Winn-Dixie doesn't make headlines often. It's a quiet, everyday grocery store, just part of the weekly routine for many shoppers. But what's beneath the surface is something most customers never see. According to the ASPCA's national brand rating, Winn-Dixie earned an outright F. That's not just bad, it's a total failure. No humane standards, no sourcing transparency, no third-party oversight. Just eggs on a shelf and no accountability behind them. A former employee revealed something chilling. "We never knew where the eggs came from. We just stocked them." Let that sink in. If the employees don't know what they're handling, how can you? Here's the bigger issue. When animal welfare is ignored, everything else suffers too. Hens in overcrowded, dark barns. Unsanitary conditions. Rush production. All of it leads to eggs that are less safe, less tasty, and less reliable. And it's not just about doing right by animals, it's about protecting the people who eat what they produce. If a store can't guarantee basic standards for one of the most fragile products in your fridge, what does that say about everything else? The price may look right, but if the system behind it is built on secrecy, you're the one paying with your money, your trust, and maybe even your health. 3. Save a lot, a discount that costs too much. If you're trying to stretch every dollar, Save a Lot can look like a dream. But when it comes to eggs, it might be a deal that bites back hard. On the ASPCA's Animal Welfare Index, Save a Lot didn't just score low, they got 0 credit. Not poor, not needs improvement, just a flat-out 0. That likely means their eggs are sourced from massive, industrialized operations with no transparency, no third-party inspections, and no consideration for quality. What does that look like in reality? Birds crammed into dark, stressful barns. No sunlight, no standards, and no real freshness testing before the eggs go on sale. One shopper summed it up perfectly. Rubbery whites and sulfur-smelling yolks, like something that sat in a hot truck too long. That's not a meal. That's a regret waiting to happen. And here's the kicker. You're not saving money if you're throwing away half the carton or holding your breath every time you crack one open. This is where cheap becomes costly, because when you have to buy twice, throw food away, or worry about foodborne illness, the savings vanish in seconds. For families watching, every penny, that kind of hidden cost adds up fast. For Trader Joe's, the sweet lie of cage-free. Trader Joe's is the feel-good store. The chalkboard signs, the gentle music, the quirky branding. Everything whispers, you can trust us. But when it comes to eggs, that trust may be misplaced. Trader Joe's eggs received a 0 on the ASPCA's National Egg Brand Scorecard. That means no verified animal welfare practices, no outside certification, no guarantees. But what about cage-free? Here's the ugly truth. A former supplier said, they're not in cages, but they're packed so tight they can't even move. This is a classic case of greenwashing. Feel-good labels that sound ethical but cover up brutal realities. And it hits consumers in the gut. Not just because it's deceptive, but because you were trying to do the right thing. You thought you were choosing better. You thought you were supporting something more humane, more natural, but they were counting on that good faith to cover their shortcuts. When you spend more thinking you're feeding your family better and end up with eggs no different than the bargain brands, that betrayal lingers. And when your eggs taste dull, inconsistent, or downright unpleasant, it's not just your breakfast that's ruined. It's your confidence as a consumer. 5. Costco, Kirkland Signature's quiet letdown. This one might be the biggest shock of all. Costco is America's bulk buying sweetheart. People love it for its prices, its consistency, and especially its Kirkland Signature products. But when it comes to eggs, that reputation takes a serious hit. Kirkland Signature eggs scored just 2 out of 5 on the Cornucopia Institute's egg scorecard. Not terrible, but definitely not premium. And in a blind taste test by Food Republic, Kirkland eggs ranked near the bottom. Testers said they looked fine, but tasted like nothing. One reviewer called it just sad breakfast energy. How did this happen? Because behind the bold packaging and Costco branding are the same industrial suppliers that stock lower-end grocers. Long storage times, outsourced production, minimal inspections, eggs that sit in cold trucks for days. Costco might have high standards in many areas, but egg sourcing doesn't seem to be one of them. That's frustrating, especially for shoppers who join Costco hoping to upgrade their grocery game. When even the most trusted name on the shelf lets you down, what's left? And that disconnect between reputation and reality, it's not just disappointing, it's exhausting, especially when you're doing everything right. Shopping in bulk, looking for familiar labels, trying to feed your family smarter, but still ending up with eggs that feel empty, literally and emotionally. So what now? You don't need to stop eating eggs. You just need to shop smarter. Here's how. Ignore vague labels. Cage-free means nothing without real certifications. Look for third-party seals. Labels like certified humane or animal welfare approved offer real accountability. Check the scorecards. The ASPCA and Cornucopia Institute both publish updated ratings on egg brands. Buy local when you can. Farmers markets or nearby co-ops often carry fresher, more transparent options. And above all, trust your senses. If the egg smells off, toss it. If it tastes odd, don't risk it. Let's shop smarter together. Eggs may seem small, but they're a daily staple, and what goes into them affects your health, your wallet, and your trust in the food system. Have you ever cracked open a weird egg? Found a bad batch? Smelled something off? Tell us in the comments below. Let's help each other avoid these egg fails, one honest story at a time. And if you learned something new today, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're Spend Smart, and we do the digging so you don't have to. Next up, 11 grocery items only fools still buy in 2025. And yes, one of them is probably in your kitchen right now. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp. Stay smart and always read the label.